Hey there, history fans. How we doing? All right, folks. We're going to work on something called credibility of our sources. All right, you've probably heard about that. What does that mean? Well, here's the thing. There's a ton of information out there on the web, and since there's no restrictions of what can be posted, not all of that information is accurate. Okay, there's a few things that we got to be looking for that are going to help you know if the information is credible. Number one, if multiple websites are saying the same thing, then that's probably a pretty good indicator that the information you've got is accurate. So if you've got something that's like, that sounds kind of weird, I've never heard that before, but you go out and you find like 5, 6, 7 other websites that are legitimately saying the same thing, and they're like reputable like news stations and whatnot. All right, now you can buy into that and say, yep, that's good. But if you hear something it sounds kind of wonky, and you don't see it anywhere else, that's what we call a clue, that it's probably not going to be the most credible thing. Okay. Secondly, does it come from a research center? All right. .orgs, .eus, .govs are likely to be credible sources. Okay. Colleges and universities, they have reputations to uphold, and therefore they're not going to publish stuff that isn't accurate. All right. Organizations that study your topic or that support your topic in some way, they're in the same boat. They're not going to put out inaccurate information. It's going to make them look bad. You got to be a little careful of bias, but generally speaking, it's going to be accurate. All right. The government is really pretty good about putting out stats and other facts on its websites. All right. They don't get into usually. I'm not saying there's not bias, but usually it's pretty straightforward stuff, especially if you're just looking at like numbers and whatnot. There's some good .com websites out there, of course. History Channel's got theirs, their website. Museum websites, other places that you've heard of are probably reliable. If you see like ABC News, well, that's coming from the news, or NBC News, CBS News, CNN, Fox News, whatever. Okay, the thing about it is with those, what you got to watch out for is the bias. It's not that they're necessarily reporting something that's not factual, but they may have some bias to it, meaning whatever the influence is. We'll get into that later. Okay, but a website that says something like Jake's facts about 9/11, probably not the site whose information you want to bet $1,000,000 on. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of them here, like this one here, Teaching Tolerance, the truth about American Muslims. We're going to stick with the Muslim topic here as we go through this, okay? What is the truth about Muslim Americans, all right? As you can see up here, it's an edu, or excuse me, an org, all right? Looks like a pretty well done professional website, all right? You can see that it comes from the Southern Poverty Law Center. It's a pretty massive organization that's backing this. All right, I'm probably okay with this one more than likely. Right, here's one. Man already knows everything he needs to know about Muslims. All right, well that headline alone says, what the heck's going on? You can see all the ads. All right, that's not necessarily a sign that it's not credible, but usually places that are not credible or like one like this particular site is looking to sell advertising, so they're selling or they're going to put stuff out that will get a lot of clicks. This is from The Onion. You can see it right here. The Onion is a satire website, meaning they make up stories about things that sound like they could be real, but they're not. They're making fun of situations. All right, it's quote unquote fake news, true fake news. Okay, it's meant to be funny. Okay, this isn't factual information that we're looking at here. All right, it kind of looks like it could be because the byline, it's got the caption right there, makes it look like it should be, okay. But at the end of the day, the Onion and satire magazines and satire sites, they're not ones that you're necessarily going to want to be looking at. You can see up here, there's other ones that are like that. Now this last one's a little interesting. JudyBeth.com. My first question is, who the heck is Judy Beth, and what makes her an expert on the topic? This is a post about Muslims not protesting after 9/11, but protesting after something that happened in 2016. All right. So that one is going to start, to me, it's going to say, okay, wait a second, what's going on here? Now, as you read through this, and we're not going to read through the whole thing, but this is pretty much all opinion. It's not necessarily spitting out facts. Now, I'm not saying that it's not factual. But whereas this is, the sort of the just the facts, ma'am, of some of the sites where they tell you the story of what happened. This is more commentary and opinion about it. Okay. Now here's the big thing. You look down here and you see WordPress right here. Okay. This is a blog, folks. Blogs you have to be a little bit careful with. Okay. I'm not saying there can't be good information there, but they're usually going to have some pretty major bias towards one side or the other. You have to be aware of that when you're using a source. Hey, folks, I hope you enjoyed this one. I think it'll help you out. Let me know if you have any questions.